My name is Jason JROCK Houston. You guys are listening to an interview being done for Chaotic Riffs magazine. You can find us on the web at www.chaoticriffs.com. Tonight we're speaking with Diamond Lane lead singer Brandon Bauman. How are you doing tonight, Brandon?
Doing fantastic, Jason. How are you this evening?
And now I see that you guys are getting ready. Has the tour already started? I see that you have some tour dates coming up with another band, Delta Rose. Is that tour already kicked off, or is that a couple weeks away?
Actually, that's kicking off Thursday, May 7th.
Okay.
We'll have the pre-party for the Retrospect Rock Sept up in St. George, Utah.
Okay. And so how did that tour come together? Have you been friends with the guys in Delta Rose for a while? Have you guys always wanted to do something like this?
Yeah, these are good buddies of ours from down here in Los Angeles. We've played a number of gigs together over the years. And when the opportunity came for both of us to play Rocklahoma over Memorial Day weekend, it just made sense to maximize the potential, put together a nice run where we can expose ourselves to new audiences and new territories and have a damn good time doing it.
Wow, so I imagine Rocklahoma, that must have been probably, I'm guessing, the biggest gig you guys have done probably to date.
Without a doubt, and we're vastly looking forward to that. I mean, being included in the same breath, bands like Slayer, Tesla, Linkin Park, Anthrax, I mean, you name it. The bill is just stacked with a lot of legacy talent and a lot of up-and-coming talent as well. So we're privileged to have our name in the ring with those champions, and we're looking forward to bringing the heat.
And so how did you guys get the opportunity to, place on such a, great bill?
To be honest with you, we got contacted by one of the gentlemen, putting on the festival. It was in mid last year, and asked if we would be interested. And of course, I had a resounding absolutely.
Wow.
I'm glad that he held with his end of the bargain, and it all worked out.
And so, like a lot of those other bands, like that you mentioned, those are well-established bands. Like you said, they all got legacy careers and stuff. And so, being one of the newer bands on the act, how do you think? How did you feel that the audience, reception was to Diamond Lane?
Well, I'm very excited because if there's one area where we really shine, it's live.
Yeah.
It's all about connecting with the audience, putting on a hell of a show. And I think a hungry crowd like the one at Rocklahoma, who's traveled from all over the world to have kind of a rock and roll Woodstock in the middle of nowhere, I think they're going to be down with what we'll bring to the table.
Wow. And so now, is there any chance that during any of these shows on the upcoming tour that you guys will film anything for a possible DVD or anything down the line?
Oh, 100%. You can count on the cameras rolling 24/7 on this trip. Because, there's just such a great opportunity. There's going to be lots of beautiful scenery, different settings, lots of personality. I mean, you cram a dozen people in a bus for a month, and you're bound to get some glorious footage. And
so how long has it been since you guys have really done a tour like this? Has it been a while?
Yeah, it has been a while. It's easy to get stuck into the rhythm of going into the studio, putting out a record, doing regional tours, and the next thing you know, you're right back into the studio. So what we wanted to do is make this a little strategic. Literally, right now, we're in the studio finishing the demos for the new album. And so while we're out for that entire month, we'll comb through the work that we've done, make our assessments, our adjustments, and as soon as we get back at the beginning of June, hit the ground running and dive right back into the studio to get this new album cut and ready to unleash to the public. Now,
do we have a projected release date, or is it kind of just it'll get put out when it's ready?
To be honest, yeah, we're a little far off from being able to highlight a release date. Optimistically, I would like to say that sometime in the fall.
And is this are you guys currently signed to a label, or will you be putting it out on your own?
You know what? Right now, we're totally DIY through and through. That's the way we've always been. But the exciting opportunity for this new album is that we have different prospects that are interested in working with us. So we're going to source and find the best opportunity that we can leverage to take Diamond Lane music worldwide and put it in as many ears as possible.
Yeah, and I imagine like as far as like sending demos and making having showcases for possible labels, when they hear that you guys are relatively new up and coming band, but the fact that you recently played at Rocklahoma, that must be a great selling point for some of these labels even be interested in you guys.
Oh, without a doubt, and ourselves on and we're excited about because, so many people sit on their hands and wait for an opportunity to come to them. But what these guys want to see is you getting off your ass and making an effort to take an investment in your career and take it to the next level. So that's what we're doing. We're doing it ourselves because nobody else is doing it for us.
Yeah, and let me ask you, Brandon, because I think there's on one hand there's a certain beauty to being a band that's kind of a do-it-yourself type of organization, because you don't have any middleman, a guy in a suit telling you, I don't hear a single, I don't like, go back and write something more commercial. You guys are totally in charge of your own career, and the great thing about that is, if it takes off, if it's successful, there's more money for you guys to make instead of everybody else making money off the band. Now, you think if a label was to get behind the band, that you guys would have any trouble not having that 100% total freedom to do what you guys like you do now?
Well, I think there's multiple ways to look at it. You all bring up very valid points because, a lot of these guys want to get their hands on something and kind of mold it to, fit their ideal and their image. But, the driver's seat that we're sitting in is we're creating a brand, and we have been tirelessly for the past several years. So presumably somebody who wants to get involved with us appreciates what we've been doing and the work that we've put in and the music that we've created, and they want to continue to cultivate that, not necessarily change that.
Yeah. And now, in regards to the music you guys have been working on for this upcoming album, would you kind of explain to your fans that it sounds like a lot of the stuff on the last album, or do you see a progression? How would you describe overall, quality of the sound of the material you're working on now?
Well, in these early stages, I would definitely say there's a clear progression, because one thing we never want to do in Diamond Lane is repeat ourselves.
Yeah.
All you could ever hope to do when you're cutting an album is capture those moments in time, those moods that you're feeling, the passion that inspires you behind these particular songs, and you want to translate that, commit that to tape forever. So I would say that, there are shades of Terrorizer and everything that encompass that record, but at the same time we're challenging ourselves to raise the bar so we can have more impactful songs. Maybe some are a little heavier, maybe some are a little groovier, but all we're really trying to do is tap into where we're at right now here in 2015.
Yeah, because like you're saying, it's kind of like the latest chapter of your life. This is, what you got. This is where you guys are in life at this point in time, and on that level, I'd like to ask you, as far as Diamond Lane goes, on this new album, have you revisited any material that maybe didn't make it onto the last album that you thought might fit what you're doing now?
We have revisited a couple of songs, and they didn't make Terrorizer not because of the quality, but I think when you're choosing the finalized tracks for an album, there needs to be a cohesive feel and a flow. So maybe there were some great songs that just didn't make the cut because it didn't work in the particular grand scheme of those things. So we have taken a few ideas to try and see if we can reinterpret them now, having had a year, away from them, so to speak. So that's definitely a component, but by and large, these are new ideas that we've been working on since we finished recording Terrorizer at the end of 2013.
Okay, and so now, as far as this new album you're working on, I was curious, when you go to record an album, when it gets to time that you guys hit the recording studio, do you usually have a batch of stuff, batch of material already written? Do you go in the studio and kind of jam out the songs and write as you go? What's the process like?
Yeah, Jason, I'd say it's a fair mix of both. Of course, you get hit with those lightning bolts of inspiration where the song practically writes itself, and then there's those other songs where it's all about the connection and the flow. Jared's laying down a riff, and Frank goes, "That's amazing, let me throw this harmony on top of it." Next thing you know, Van Diggity's busting out the sweet drum groove. So there's an organic approach to the new ideas, and then there's this stuff that, has already been kind of pre-structured, and that's always open to adjustment and change too. So that's the fun part about being in the studio, because even if you think that you have it all figured out, there's always room to make it a little sweeter.
And so, if you guys decide, I assume it's going to be another full-length album. Is it going to be an EP, or what's? You made that decision?
This will be another full length. Yes, it will.
That's great. And so, when you're recording the album, I was curious, when do you really reach the point where you're okay, I think we got the best, 10 or 11 tunes, and we're just going to go with these tunes? Or is it just a matter of when you have enough material that you think kind of all fits together?
Yeah, I think when it feels right, it's right.
Yeah.
We always like to write and record more songs than we know are going to be on the record because it's nice to have options.
Yeah.
And, the funniest thing, you throw an added finishing touch on a song here or a song there, and it takes it to a whole new level. So, standing back and looking at the demos in such a raw form, you almost have to look with four-dimensional eyes to be able to kind of anticipate what will and could be. And that's the really fun and challenging part about it as well.
And I was curious, is there a diamond lane fault, so to speak, where like a lot of it's material, like you said, you always love to have extra tunes left over, like you might maybe one day use on the Japanese version of an album or something, or just release to the fans online or something. Do you guys save all these recordings and and just go back and visit them, like I said, at a later date sometimes, or for future use?
We certainly do. Yeah, we have an ongoing database that's been growing since since 2009.
Yeah.
So the songs just that don't make the album, they may show their face once upon a time.
Yeah.
Never really know.
And of course, to me, the strength of any band, what it takes is, you can't just be have a great looking band. You got to have talent, you got to have the songs. Songwriting is definitely a big part of it. So, do you guys ever bring in outside writers, or do you just stick within the band?
We just stick within the band, and that the collaborations that we do with our producer Tom Chandler. We like to keep it in house because we have a great group of guys, a lot of talent, a lot of creativity. So I really believe we have the ingredients within us to achieve great things.
Yeah, and being that you're the singer, are you kind of the principal songwriter as far as the guy that does all the lyrics, or would you say everybody kind of contributes to the songwriting?
I would say it's a mixed bag. Any idea is a good idea. Everyone's fair game to have a voice. Naturally, I write a lot of lyrics and I write a lot of melodies, but that doesn't mean that the other members on the team can't throw up something that becomes the final product. And that's one thing I really love about working with these group of guys, is that there's no ego. It's all about serving the songs, serving the brand, serve the album. What is best for the album? Not for me and my ego, because I wrote these 5 words. What's best for the album? That's what wins every time.
And as far as the recording album, I was curious, do you guys do it the typical way where everybody kind of records their parts separately? Do you get in the same room as a live band and record everything, or what's the process like for Diamond Lane as far as the recording?
Early on, we definitely have experimented with the layering situation where you lay down one part and then you build upon it.
Yeah.
But starting with Terrorizer, we've kind of carried this over into the new album session. We like to do it together as a group. I feel like there's a better vibe.
Yeah.
There's, more reaction, because it's easy to build and build and build and build, and then suddenly you lose the essence along the way. But if you have all the parts firing at the same time and you find those moments of mesh and unison and where it really all comes together and shines, that's the payoff. So for us to be in the same room together working it out, that's huge.
Yeah, and so getting back to playing Rocklahoma, I got to ask you, how exciting that must have been for you guys, because I imagine you do a lot of local shows and even shows around the United States. But I imagine that's an event where you guys are hanging out there at that one specific area for a couple of days. Did you guys travel by bus, plane? What was the traveling like for a gig like that?
For this upcoming run, we're going to be sharing a bus with Delta Rose, so it'll be nice to be able to all have the team together, not separate vehicles, one's chasing the other. We're all in it to win it. We're all slugging it out together. So we're excited to be at Rocklahoma and be able to camp out for a couple of days. I hardly even know what to expect, but I know it's going to be a damn good time.
Wow. And so I imagine the fact that you guys are touring together and you're on the same bus, and that you're kind of paying the expenses for the tour expenses together, both bands.
So yeah, that's a part of it too. We all share in the burden.
And
We're all sharing the burden and the responsibilities. Because at the end of the day, it's a lot of planning, a lot of meticulous details, and to have all hands on deck, that makes the load lighter for everybody involved.
And so it's pretty exciting to be on a tour like this, but I was curious, has Diamond Lane played overseas or anything yet, or is that something you guys are hoping to do in the future?
We have not had the privilege of playing overseas yet, but we definitely have our eyes on Europe, and a couple of conversations are happening on the back end on how we can pull the trigger on something like that. So when that opportunity does come, I can't wait to cross the pond and tear it up, because I hear it's just such an abrasive scene and a whole different page than the United States.
Yeah, and talk a little bit about the power of internet. I mean, talking about even a place like Japan where you guys have yet to play. I was curious, you must get emails and stuff from people all over the world where you haven't even played, and it must be kind of amazing to feel like, wow, somebody's listening to my CD or one of my songs all the way on the other side of the world where we haven't even played yet.
Without a doubt. I mean, it's a really special feeling, and I think that only highlights the power of music. The fact that someone that we don't know from halfway around the world is feeling some sort of emotion, whether it's just getting them fired up to tackle their work, going to the gym, whatever the case may be, that they're blasting our stuff. I mean, that's such great validation and motivation for us to keep wanting to work, raising the bar, not only for ourselves, but for other fans around the world who don't yet know us.
And then I was curious, being that you must get emails and stuff from fans all around the world, and how does that make you feel? Like obviously you haven't sold, let's say, as many records as say a Van Halen or something like that, but at the same time, somebody's taken the time to send you an email to say, hey Brandon, I just got your CD and I love your band Diamond Lane, and I really dig what you guys are about. That must be a really awesome feeling that somebody just takes the time to send you an email, a letter or something.
Well, without a doubt. I mean, that's the motivator right there. That makes it all worth it. To have truly earned a fan who appreciates and respects the music and has ingrained that into a part of their life. I mean, that's why we do this, because it's in our blood. This is what fires us up and motivates us, and the fact that can resonate with people, particularly strangers who don't personally know us. I mean, that's such a huge coup de grace for us, and really, makes us want to keep ramping things up.
Yeah, and let me ask you, obviously what your fans think means a lot to you, but how much do you care about what the critics think, or if you read do you care more about if somebody gives you a negative review, one negative review, say, for your CD, does that weigh a lot on you as opposed to maybe if you get 5 positive reviews, that one negative review, does that kind of stick in your mind?
You can't let it wear on you. You gotta have a thick skin, because the fact of the matter is everybody's got an opinion. I know that what we do is not for everybody. I know rock and roll's not for everybody.
Yeah.
I know people, if you play the same song for 10 different people, they're all going to have something different to say about it.
Yeah.
So I think at the end of the day, if you really believe in what you're doing, then positive affirmations, negative affirmations, as long as you have a realistic barometer on what you got going on, then you just got to let it roll off your shoulder and keep on going.
Yeah, because like you're saying, you can't please everybody, but yet, if you even look at the number of likes you have on your Facebook page and stuff, and and your album's selling fairly well, and people are digging what you're doing, they're coming out to shows. That's what really matters, not what one bad review or what one guy has to say. I mean, I get a lot of people sending me CDs to review and stuff, and the thing is, like you said, most of what I get, I kind of dig, but at the same time, I'm one of these guys that I would rather spread the word about music that I love than writing for the hell of writing a nasty review. Because to me, I'm not even a musician, Brandon. So I got a little bit of respect for anybody that can get up there on stage and do what you guys do, because I don't have the ability to do that. But again, I'm a guy that before I'll even review a CD, I'm not just going to listen to one song on a CD. I'm going to listen to it from start to finish. That way, when I do go to review it, I feel that I have the ability to give it a little more honest of a review, if you know what I mean.
Well, that's the thing, because you get the full perception of the front to back. This is the idea. This is the genesis of the songs, how they grow, how they flow. And you have a connection to the entire product as opposed to just picking out a song here, picking out a song there. And that's almost a lost art these days because I would say the majority of people are not like you. They're not going to listen to the whole thing front to back. They're just going to kind of siphon out the songs that they like the best. So our kind of thing is, if we have 10 awesome songs that are dropping the hammers, they can go ahead and siphon out the ones they like because they're all swinging heavy.
Yeah, I mean, see, that's one thing I miss about, one thing I really don't like about digital music, that, you know, a lot of people, they want everything digital. They want everything, like you said, I don't want to buy the whole album, I just like the one song, and that's great for people that want to do that, but I really miss the days of, like, going to a record store. You know, what's a record store? Remember that, folks? You know, vinyl's starting to come back, but I used to love even a CD, holding it in my hand, reading the song, you know, who wrote the songs and the artwork and everything. I mean, even, you know, album like Kiss Alive, you know, you open that and the great artwork and everything. They just don't make stuff like that again. And you know, so I'm glad the CD hasn't totally died, and I'm glad to see bands are still kind of releasing physical copies. But you know, that's why a lot of these bands, they're not making the money like they used to, because, you know, it's a lost art form. But I think that's what I think is great about bands like you, staying out there and, you know, keeping the music alive.
Well, and that's what we want to do. And it's funny you mentioned the vinyl situation. You know, myself and Dave, our drummer, he's you know, been a huge vinyl guy, and him and I will constantly, you know, hit the flea market, digging through records. You know, that's a cool release for our downtime, so to speak. But with that in mind, we're definitely talking about doing some vinyl action for the next release. And, you know, the whole package, the presentation, the artwork, we're real big on that, where people are so quick to just throw it in a little sleeve, and there you go, here's our new album. You know, I love the days of flipping through, reading the lyrics, seeing the pictures. You know, that's part of the whole experience.
Yeah, I mean, you know, talking about vinyl, like you said, starting to make a comeback. And the interesting thing is, I remember back in the day when, you know, you had record stores and vinyl and cassettes and CDs, even Laserdisc, and, you know, there's a little something for everybody there. And vinyl back in the day, you know, you pay like $8.99, $99 for, you know, for an album. And these days the vinyl's making back, you know, a comeback, but at the same time, because I understand there's only 2 plants in the, you know, in the United States, I think, that make these vinyl, you know, these vinyl factories that make the albums and stuff now. And so it's making a comeback, but, you know, these vinyl releases, I've seen some for like $29, $32. So I guess there's some money to be made there for the band, and if you're really into that. So it's kind of a flip-flop situation, but it's kind of interesting to see that vinyl is making a comeback.
Sure. No, I really like it, and I'm looking forward to see our next, you know, piece of cover art take life in the 12 by 12.
Yeah. Oh wow. That's kind of you know, exciting. Now, as far as you guys, like you guys got a like a title for the album yet, or a working title or anything?
You know what? Yeah, we're a little ways off from that. Still kind of cultivating even, you know, content and stuff like that. So, you know, I wish, but that's going to be probably a couple more weeks out.
Okay, and now I was curious, Brandon, besides Diamond Lane, like, do you have any interest in, like, writing or producing other bands?
Well, you know, at the end of the day, I'm a lover of music. I'm a lover of songs. You know, that being said, there are many songs that get written that don't fit
Diamond Lane.
What Diamond Lane does.
Yeah.
And a good song is a good song, regardless of genre. So, will there be opportunities for that in the future? Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
Yeah, and yeah. Well, that's great. And I kind of lost my train of thought here, but so you guys got this tour coming up, and then you're working on the new album. And anything else you'd like to say before we end this? Because I really enjoyed talking to you, but I think we pretty much covered everything there's to cover right now. And you know, maybe when the album gets released, we can do this again. I'd like to really help you guys spread the word when the album gets dropped.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. I'd definitely love to have a circle back once we have, you know, new information to share. I first just wanted to thank you for having me on the show, not only as an individual, but for giving the audience exposure to Diamond Lane and giving them an opportunity to hear something new and exciting and maybe find their new favorite band. So yeah, I appreciate you and what you do, giving, you know, the underdogs like us the voice.
It's not so much.
You know, the big companies shoving us down everybody's throat.
Yeah.
So, you know, it really takes an army. So I truly appreciate the opportunity here.
Well, thanks for being part of Army, because, you know, it's not so much that you guys are the underdogs, but like, even in talking to you, Brandon, I can hear how much you enjoy doing what you do, how much you know, you really love. I mean, this is your job, and how great is that to have a job that you really dig going to? You know, it's not like a 9-to-5 job. You're really living the dream, so to speak, and many people can't say that. And I get the opportunity you know, interview many bands like you guys are, you know, just up and coming, and the great thing is you can really, when you talk to these guys, you can feel the hunger they have, and just the love for what they do, and there's something to be said for that, you know, and that's why I think people can really get off on a band like Diamond Lane, because you guys are just it's like you're writing songs that are like stories out of your lives, you know.
Well, and that's all we can do is give an honest look inside the window. You can't fake the funk. You can't chase a trend. You got to tap into what's inside, because there's only one of us. As 5 individuals, we are unique to everyone else on the planet.
Oh,
try to emulate or be something that we're not. You're already dead on arrival. So
for us
to have the opportunity to be in this position, to entertain, to share our music with the world, it is most certainly a huge blessing, and we do not take that for granted one bit.
Okay, and before I do let you go, Brandon, I remember what I was going to ask you. As far as the new music you guys are working on, I was curious, who's producing them? You guys are working with a producer, or you're producing it yourselves?
We are working with Tom Chandler. He has produced our last 3 albums.
Oh, okay.
So we have a really great working relationship, a lot of trust, and I think that's what's enabling us to continue to open ourselves up and extract the best material humanly possible.
And like they say, if it ain't broke, no need to fix it. So I'll be interested in hearing that new album when it drops. So take care, my friend, and it's been great talking to you.
Jason, pleasure's all on this side of the line. You have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I look forward to chatting again soon.
Hey, you too, my friend. Bye-bye.
All right, peace.